Well, a very good evening to you as you join us for tonight's live game. Unfortunately, the weather for it is forecast to be less than ideal. We are expecting intermittent spells of heavy rain, which just might impact on the quality of the football. I don't think it's going to be sufficient to prevent the football from being played, nor indeed has it deterred the many fans who are in here and already generating a terrific atmosphere ahead of the game, which kicks off any moment now. We have terrific scenes in front of us at the Estadio do Dragão, one of the biggest venues in Portugal. Sevilla have opted for a 4-4-2 formation.
I think it gets a terrible raw deal these days. It's deemed old-fashioned, outdated, but in truth, with the right personnel, it works just as well as any other system or formation. Success can still be had with it, and teams are still winning big trophies with exactly this setup.
And we're underway. Conolo. Vasquez. Andre Silva. No, it's Vasquez. Clears it out of harm's way. Dynamo Kyiv have yet to collect a single away win so far this season. Vidal. And it's Munir. Bit of an appeal, but nothing doing. Oh, well defended, that had to be done. Vidal. Banega. Vidal. Banega. Vasquez. Andre Silva. It's it into the... Up for the header! A great save, real class.
Well, as Tesco, Peter, the keeper has just received an A+ grade.
He's played it short, and he just whacks it away. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. Yeah, he's pulled him up for that challenge. And how good was that? A finish right from the top draw. Dispatched expertly, nicely done. Sevilla go ahead, 1 goal to the good. Sevilla are already ahead, the perfect start.
What a good start to the game. I think their play has been fast and inventive, and this is a fine example of early intent. They've begun as they mean to go on, and another goal is on the cards.
Looks to clip it forward. Well weighted. And it's the goalkeepers to claim. And it's Andre Silva.
Well, they would seem to be trying to expose the centre of that defence to runners.
It makes for some terrific movement.
It does, and they may be hit on the break because obviously it requires numbers forward to stretch them out.
Shoots! Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Banega hits one! That is wayward.
Well, Peter, he clearly felt he was being invited to shoot, and it wasn't the worst decision he could have made.
Good challenge, he just stood firm. And it's Andre Silva. Oh, he's broken through. Munir, and the shot! Forward it goes. Rog boots it to safety. Banega. A real chance to break. For a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Gets into some space. That'll be a corner. That's been levered clear. It'll be a throw-in. Must score! Can he put it away? Fair attempt, just the wrong outcome.
A more than decent attempt, Peter.
Poorly directed kick from the keeper, he's given it away.
Yeah, that's top defending and preventing him turning, which can open up many possibilities.
Hardly anything between the sides, and the score is 1-0. The ball's come loose, and the chase is on. Banega plays it forward. And he's going long. He's gone for it! He's hit it first time.
Yeah, quick thinking and the right choice for me, but that was difficult to get right.
That's a poor kick by the keeper, he's just given it straight back. Aimed long and direct. He's got options out wide. Here's a corner. And it's been taken short. It's broken loose. He's done well to get his head on that, but couldn't score.
Well, plenty of moving targets to pick out in the box. Obviously increases your chances of the ball being met like that by someone.
Great leap! He's missed another one.
Dynamo Kyiv really are in the ascendancy here, and they know they have to register while that's the case.
And it's Munir. Vidal. Five minutes till the break. Now it's Vidal. The ball needed to be better there, it's a wasted chance. There's no flag. Goes long. Vidal knocks it away. It's got through and has a swing at it. That's a half-decent try. Played it short. He's gone down, but the referee just tells him to get back up again. Gonalo. Andre Silva. The half-time whistle goes. So there you have it, a close-fought half of football, but one that still had its moments, but ultimately produced just one goal. A more than decent game up to now.
Well, that certainly pleased the fans, and the players are definitely happy with that scoreline. The question is now, can they protect it?
Sevilla come in, having established that lead. A game where the narrative is, at least in terms of the scoreline, so far so good. Here we go again.
Sevilla going well here, and they're in a good position to kick on and add to their lead. They don't have to overcommit, but they can place more emphasis on stretching their advantage without necessarily neglecting things defensively.
Plays it out to the flank. And it's got through. Oh, and he's got good distance. Who's chasing? Cut it out. Little accusatory stare there tells the whole story.
Quality deserted them when they really needed it.
And it's Andre Silva. Vanega. He's in! It's gone a long way up and away. Battles to win it back. He is not one readily to admit defeat. Don't be surprised if he tries that again.
That needed to end with efficiency and incision, and we got neither.
Rog tries to get it forward quickly. Vanega.
This defence is wary about opposition pace.
So they're just not getting too tight.
Yeah, they know that if they step up, their keeper could get a whole lot busier.
That's not going to make it. Team still separated by the game's only goal. Out to the left it goes. Oh, that's nice. Shoots! It's anyone's ball. Oh, great ball! Goes for goal! That is a great ball, but not a great finish.
That was created because of good, lively movement, which pretty much dictated the pass.
Aimed long and direct. Fires it in low. And he just whacks it away. So now we're going to get those changes we have been expecting.
Dynamo Kyiv showing a little more urgency now, and to be honest, Peter, this is what's required.
Jim, there's not too much subtlety or sophistication about this. It really is a question of needs must.
Just has to be done.
Sticks in a foot to win it back. Whistle's gone, that's foul. Ditch defending, but that'll do. And the weighted pass. Runier. Chance to break. And it's Banega. Vidal tries to stroke it through. And that's been levered clear. So Jim, what are you thinking?
There's a lot of football still to be played, Peter, so ideally they need to maintain an attacking endeavour.
Dangerous position. Plays a clever pass. Here it comes. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Dynamo Kyiv have decided now is the time to make their final change.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's happened in this case. Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
Andre Silva is fouled. Well, that looks like a final warning. Still no card. To safety.
Sevilla are clearly looking to kill this game off. It's keeping the ball away from the other end too.
He's got away. It's a fine run and he's happy to keep going. Lovely feet. Can he finish?
Peter, they have to fight the onset of desperation and keep enough cool heads to still deliver.
Could move up a gear here. Caught offside that time.
Yeah, that's a good spot and a good call.
Now some movement on the bench, and we are going to see a change.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able.
Rapidly approaching the end, so things getting still worse for the club amid this crisis of confidence.
Dynamo Kyiv are definitely not going down without a scrap. Their attitude just can't be faulted. Dynamo Kyiv need to give it everything they have, kitchen sink included.
Hit long and direct. It's on a plate. He's had a shot!
Yeah, it's safe to say that they just need to manage this to secure the win now.
Sevilla need to hold on for a few more moments. Dynamo Kyiv with a corner and hardly any time left on the clock. And it's been taken short. Crosses in a low one. And he heaves it forward. Great ball, and now the shot. Whistle's gone, and they've got themselves a free kick. He is going into that little black book. Some players have clearly taken issue here, and things are threatening to boil over.
Well, that just wasn't intelligent. He opened the back door a bit wider by giving up an easier chance.
He's gone direct. Has got rid of that. Final seconds, this has to be it. Pablo Sarabia. And time is up. What a game. End to end, it flew by, and in the end, it all came down to just the odd goal.
And there's a lot more to read into this game than just the scoreline.
All that remains for me is to thank Jim Beglin. That's it from us tonight. A very good evening to one and all. wherever you are on this most pleasant evening. There has been a clamour to get inside the ground tonight for a much-anticipated game. The roads outside of the stadium have been bumper to bumper with traffic. The car parks are full. There is a torrent of humankind making its way from the nearby station, and we expect every seat to be filled. An atmosphere of great expectation and excitement. This place simply a monument to the game. So much prestige, so much pride, so much passion whenever football is played here. How are you reading this formation, Jim Begley?
Well, most teams that use this system, Peter, will work it in a way where, yes, they'll have a 4-5-1 shape off the ball and ideally a 4-3-3 shape on it. We often see that 4-1-4-1 shape too, and that has an obvious flexibility about it. It's a popular managerial selection because of that. It's just extremely flexible with all the numbers I've mentioned.
So it's down to business here. Stepanenko. Shakhtar Donetsk still can't break out of their winless home streak. It's haunted them since day one. Keeper goes long, and it's Vardy. Pushes it out wide. Beautifully done. Plenty waiting in the middle. Oh, that's a foul in a dangerous area. It's not taken him long, and that's going to be a booking. Well, the protest continues, but in the end they are defending the indefensible. And it's hoisted clear. Managed to get it away. Vardy plays it back. Going for goal! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Well, what can I say? Truly wonderful goalkeeping.
That has been clubbed away. And that's a foul. Free kick's been given. Aimed long and direct. Be a throw-in. Who's ball? Who's going to get that? Keeper's got good distance on that. Sticks in a foot to win it back. He certainly caught him there. It's a free kick. Stepanenko. Anything noteworthy in the early part of the match, Jim? Now it's Vardy.
Well, they would seem to be trying to expose the centre of that defence to runners.
It makes for some terrific movement.
It does, and they may be hit on the break because obviously it requires numbers forward to stretch them out.
More than happy to take the muscular approach. Looking to break out here. Lobs it in gently. Tielemans. There are a few waiting for it. That's an untidy challenge. Free kick given. He knew what was coming. That's a yellow card. Knocks it away. Here's a corner, good chance. And he just whacks it away. Tries to get it forward quickly. And it's got through. Out wide now. Time to deliver. And that's been repelled. A real chance to break. Tielemans. That is as far as they're going to go. He's got options out wide. Adventurous run from a defender. He's dealt with that well.
There's been quite a few crosses coming in from that left-hand side. Look, it's the width that's providing this momentum, and they look set to further exploit. Well, the defence have two choices. Deal with the man or deal...
He's gone for it! Oh, good delivery, almost the perfect outcome.
I have to commend the wing play, but I have to condemn the defending. They've got to stop the cross.
Tries a header! Went with his head, but couldn't steer it in. Now the counter. Madison. Now it's Vardy. Oh, that is lovely footwork. And Marte plays it into the... Great leap! And oh, he's got that completely wrong. Johnny Evans picks it up from the goal kick. Madison! He's got away with one there. Is it in? Goal! Shakhtar Donetsk!
Shakhtar Donetsk are so well practiced in the art of keeping the ball through, wonderful passing and movement, and a real appetite to ensure it's reflected in their goal count.
Shakhtar Donetsk break the deadlock.
Yeah, and they know there's plenty of work left in this one, Peter, before they can actually say that the job is over.
Looking to shoot! Good stop, that wasn't easy.
The keeper really dug out his defence then, a magnificent effort.
And it's Vardy. Madison. Could be thinking about a... Can he finish? Oh, great save, real class.
Well, that was high-class goalkeeping there to back up his high-class wage.
Boots it to safety. So it's all Brighton. All Brighton pings it in. And that's been levered clear. The breakthrough came in the final moments of the first period, and the score is 1-0. There's no flag. Fires, the shot's on! Kasper Schmeichel catches it safely. Mate dinks one in. It's a great ball. He's gone for it. It's in.
Well, we're all back to square one, but I hope this game opens up from here. It looks as if it could happen. Madison showed real composure then. I mean, how often do you see a player do everything right until he gets into the box, only to completely kind of fluff the finish? Not him.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Yeah, it's always a dangerous time when you've just scored. You can easily lose focus and then bang, you're pegged back again.
And the first half is done. Genuinely interesting game here. Very, very watchable. 2 goals, 1 each. Shakhtar Donetsk head into the dressing room after a half in which we've seen 2 goals, 1 each. And the game right on edge. Leicester get the second half going. Quite a change to either side during the break. Mate goes looking. Oh, he's in! Shoots! And it's a goal!
And now it's all about how they handle this from here. Edging ahead again in this second half is best followed up with a bold mindset, a bold approach. The skipper set the example. It's up to his teammates now to follow.
Kasper Schmeichel reacted well to the initial effort, but couldn't get it right out of the danger area.
Well, as they say, Peter, if you don't speculate, you won't accumulate. And we've just witnessed a player who was rewarded for his willingness to take a risk, as cunning as it comes.
Shakhtar Donetsk go into the lead. Chilwell. Albrighton. Madison. Amati. Gets good distance on it. Going through. Madison. Mondi. Madison. Amati. And it's Vardy. He's got the ball glued to his feet. Amati. And he's there to hoof it away. Leicester have it back and they can go again. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. Forward it goes. And the flag has stayed down. Lovely feet. The defence can get it clear. Could move up a gear here. Madison plays it out to the flank. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Both sides then taking this chance to turn to their benches. Deflected behind for a corner kick. Madison plays it short, boots it to safety, tries to get it forward quickly, out towards the flank, it's got through and cleared without complication. Gazal. Gone out for a throw-in.
Well, we don't need to guess that they expect plenty of ball into the box.
Yeah, it's quite a crowd scene in the middle now.
Well, it's a situation that requires resilience now and plenty of fighting spirit. It has to be matched.
Looks to thread it through. Oh, well played. He's taken that really cleanly. Vardy. They're looking at the referee, but he's waved play on. Madison. This is promising. It just took too long getting forward.
Peter, the best counter-attacks are pacey and incisive, we know that, and that one never really got going.
And it's hoisted clear.
Well, it's good stuff. This is better.
Jim, there's not too much subtlety or sophistication about this. It really is a question of needs must.
Just has to be done.
Gets it back. Kasper Schmeichel gets it upfield. Madison! Out of play for a goal kick. Plays it out to the wing. It's a promising ball. Now can he finish? Turns and goes back. Crunching tackle. It'll be a throw-in. Plays a clever pass. Here it comes. Aimed long and direct. Tielemans. 75 minutes played. Good running with the ball. Can they build on it? Played out to the right. Away from immediate danger. And the referee has brought play back and shown him a yellow card.
There's a real appetite from them to finally put this game to bed, but will they?
Madison has made his impact already. Vardy looking to get on the end of this.
Leicester are actually displaying tremendous fighting spirit. There's a real belief that they can still have a say.
Poorly directed kick from the keeper, he's given it away. Madison, out wide to the right. Good clearance and very necessary. That'll be a throw. Madison. Tielemans. Gazal, Madison, Shakhtar Donetsk are clinging on for the points here, right at the end. Gazal, and it's Amate, looking for space out wide. And the finish! That is wayward.
Another example of how comfortable this team is on the break.
Shakhtar Donetsk, their final change.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
For a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Piatov sends that a long way. Amate has created one goal already. Battles to win it back. Gray. Vardy. Played into space out wide. Boots it to safety.
Leicester need to give it everything they have, kitchen sink included.
Just a few more moments for them to hang on. Referee's given a throw. He's got away. It's one! This could fall anywhere. Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. Shakhtar Donetsk come out on top. Hard fought, impossible to predict. In the end, though, only the result mattered. So, Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
Look, they've got to be happy with what they've produced here because they showed plenty of industry and I think they've ended up getting what they deserve.
Many thanks to Jim, and with that, it is a very good night to you. Very warm welcome to you on this most pleasantly clear evening. As you can see, we are getting through the pre-match formalities and processes, the players coming onto the field for the usual fanfare and handshakes and so on. Conditions absolutely perfect. Temperatures are kind enough. It is an absolute picture under the floodlights here, and the match that follows ought to follow suit. Stadio Dragao, a sea of brilliant blue, as always it is on occasions such as this. It appears to be a 4-4-2 formation, Jim.
Well, the modern version of that is a lot more fluid and flexible than in bygone times. There's a much greater understanding of the need for players to cover forward running, and it enables risk-taking while the gaps are filled. I'm very much a fan of it. There are a lot of people who seem to have kind of ignored it and just put it to bed, but it still works, it's still valid, and I think we're going to see it be successful here.
And we're underway. Gets it back to the keeper and tries something new. Gets it upfield. Oh, nice touch. Gets up to head it! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Well, you can't ask for much more than that. A difficult moment he simply had to deal with.
And it's been taken short. Aimed it. Massive leap! It's in! First blood drawn. Oh, an absolute gem of a cross. It made the header simple.
Well, look, it's often the timing of the jump that dictates what you can do with any header, and if you get it slightly wrong, then you'll struggle, but that was beautifully met, it really was.
He's put himself now in position to compete for the top scorer's title. Wolfsburg go ahead, 1 goal to the good. Porto are yet to taste defeat at home. Blashikovsky. Oh, good interception. Danilo Pereira. That'll go straight through to the keeper. Forward it goes. He goes long. Cross deflected behind for a corner. Gone a long way up and away. It's Danilo Pereira. The shot's on! That really should have hit the net.
Oh, look, I don't want to sound too dismissive, but from here, that looked the harder thing to do.
Decent-looking ball. Blashikovsky goes for the towering header. He's done well to get his head on that, but couldn't score.
I have to commend the wing play, but I have to condemn the defending. They've got to stop the cross.
Plays it out to the wing. Alex Telles going through. Defence got the better of him this time, but I'm sure he'll go again. He's come loose. Out to the left it goes. Crunching tackle. He's certainly caught him there. It's a free kick.
Well, it was deliberate, it was cynical, and you have to understand the frustration of being denied a clear opportunity, but it had to be done.
Just a talking to, I think. Yes, it is. Going for goal! Good stop, that wasn't easy.
Oh, that's a sparkling save, absolutely sparkling. His reflexes were ultra sharp.
Well, that looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. Left baby. Herrera plays it forward. Boots it to safety. Oh, he's tripped him right on the cusp of the penalty area. The referee's decided that he was fouled outside the box, and it is just a free kick.
Well, I think the alternative was to stand there and do nothing while he tried to score, and obviously he's not going to allow that, Peter, is he?
Is it in? And the ball's come out. A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. And play for a goal kick. Over to the left. Danilo Pereira. Plays it out to the wing. That's a throw. Alex Telles. Finishing doesn't come simpler than that. Bang in front of goal.
It's rarely a problem when that much time is afforded in the penalty box. Nobody sensed where the danger was lurking, and the finish was made a lot easier.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Well, they're back on level terms, so the guessing game goes on. As to what will happen from here, I've no idea.
There's a long ball. Yeah, he's pulled him up for that challenge.
Yeah, well, they were exposed and vulnerable, and he knew he had to do something to prevent a goal then.
There could be trouble here. For now, the referee is keeping his cards in his pocket. He's had a crack. Keeper's ball. To stroke it through, knocks it away. Porto have themselves a corner, I think. Yes, they do. Played it short. And he's there to hoof it away. He heaves it forward. Ball's gone out of play. Too much on it, and that's the keeper's. Not much subtlety, he's launched himself there. No complaints about that challenge, robust but fair. Five minutes till the break. Oh, great ball! Yeah, he's fouled him there. He's gone for it! And that's been levered clear. Steered it. Header! No mistake! They've got their lead back. Oh, lovely header, but really it was all about the delivery.
Well, as contact goes, that was tremendous, and it helped him to direct it exactly where he wanted into that net. I think when it comes to the aerial department, this fella is definitely no slouch.
Wolfsburg get themselves into the lead. And it's Herrera. It's on a plate. Can he score? It's a goal! Deep into first half stoppage time, a crucial goal. Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
Well, I think two keepers would have had a hard time keeping that one out, never mind one. There was real venom in the strike and clear composure from the placement.
This is quite a battle.
Yeah, it's always a dangerous time when you've just scored. You can easily lose focus and then bang, you're pegged back again.
And the first 45 minutes are up. Porto playing their part in a real slugfest here, a glut of goals, and nothing to suggest much is going to change. What a good half. They've gone blow for blow, and it's 2-2. And that's the second half started. Referee's given a throw. No, that's not the ball he wanted. And now they can launch a counter. Blashikovsky. Oh, really good feet from him. And he just whacks it away. Herrera. The defence can get it clear. And it's Blashikovsky. Blashikovsky. Lovely bit of skill. That looks a great leap! A great save, real class.
Well, that was high-class goalkeeping there to back up his high-class wage.
Up to meet it! Just off target.
Yeah, he may have snatched at that a bit, even though it was quite close.
Herrera. Pushes it out wide. Tries to get it forward quickly. And that has been clubbed away. It's a great ball. Has a swing at it. Goal! Porto! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! Alex Telles duly reaps his reward, kept his cool whilst the defence lost their bearings.
Well, as they say, Peter, if you don't speculate, you won't accumulate. And we've just witnessed a player who was rewarded for his willingness to take a risk, as cunning as it comes.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
Yeah, for me, this team seems to find it easier to attack than defend, but now they're going to need to dig in at the back a bit. Everything they would have spoken about in that dressing room during the break has a greater chance of happening thanks to the early goal. It's the perfect platform now to go on and try to win it.
Crosses in a low one. It's good distance on it. Danger averted for now. And it's been taken straight back. Has gone out. It's poor throw that, picked off with relative ease. Blashikovsky shapes the shoot. He's done very well to get to that.
Blashikovsky really must have felt he had the measure of the keeper then, but how wrong he was.
And it's Blashikovsky. Oh, and he's got good distance. Who's chasing?
But this is exactly the approach they have to take now, Peter.
This isn't the time to talk about risks now, Jim, is it? They just have to hurl everything at it and hope for a break.
Spot on, Peter.
Camacho. Blashikovsky. Nice one too. And he's whipped it in low. He can get that clear. Camacho. You would think the first substitutions will be coming up pretty soon. Gets it back. All the way back, and they start again. Looks to dink one in. Looking for space out wide. Ball has crossed the line, and it's a throw. He's got the ball glued to his feet. This is promising. Chooses to go back. Herrera with a fine tackle. Good clearance and very necessary. He's left his man. It's anyone's ball. Cleared without complication. Good run. Ultimately thwarted by an astute piece of defending. Crowd appreciates good football all round there. Aimed long and direct.
Wolfsburg are definitely not going down without a scrap. Their attitude just can't be faulted.
The ball's come loose and the chase is on. Keeper's got good distance on that. It's got through to him. One! Should have put that one away.
Well, he's definitely kept the side in the game then. That's really good positioning. They could have doubled their lead there.
Wolfsburg can make their change now with a break in play.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think so.
He's had a shot! And in it goes! 2 up now, and they are cruising. Well, from right in front of goal, there was no way he was going to miss.
Well, he made it obvious as to where the pass should be played, Peter, and it made the finish look that bit easier.
Another change here.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able.
Porto take a 2-goal lead and are looking good for the win. He's got options out wide. And that has been clubbed away. And they've got it back as soon as they gave it away. And it's Blashikovsky. Lobs it in gently. Towering header! The referee's awarded a free kick. And some of them are letting their emotions get the better of them. They don't want to inflame this any further. That's a real chance missed.
It's a good display of fighting spirit for me.
Brahimi. Hit long and direct. Good ball over the top. It's gone a long way up and away. Porto making consecutive changes here.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
Hoists it high. Is it in? Just couldn't quite turn it in.
He had a good feel of the whole situation, and he's acknowledged the service.
He's through. Oh, well defended. That had to be done. Brahimi looking to break out here. And back to base. Herrera. Board shows there will be 3 extra minutes. That has sent him sprawling. Oh, he's caught him in or out. Porto presented with a golden opportunity here. Well, the players are pleading, but it's not going to convince him to change his mind now.
Well, it was deliberate, it was cynical, and you have to understand the frustration of being denied your opportunity.
On the back foot. He's making good use of his strength. And that's it. Porto have done it in dramatic fashion. A massive test of character, and they passed it with flying colours. A truly outstanding comeback by any measure. So what do you take away from it all, Jim?
Porto certainly produced a lovely blend of flair and industry to earn a result that was fully merited for me.
So many thanks to Jim Beglin. That's all we have time for. Good evening to you. Well, good evening to you and welcome on this most perfect evening for a game of football. Conditions are absolutely splendid and the folk of this town have come out in their droves for this match. Why wouldn't they? It is an ideal circumstance for what could be an ideal game. Everybody has been attracted to it. It has been the talk of the town. And the buses have been packed, double-decker buses lining up outside. Coaches have carried thousands of away supporters here too. And all of it adds up to make a terrific, a crackling atmosphere. The match, I think, will be quite a spectacle. We're in the Veltins Arena here in Gelsenkirchen. Schalke's home, of course, since the turn of the century. Names suggest that what we have in front of us here, Jim, is a 3-5-2 formation.
Well, the beauty of this system, Peter, is that you can offer both a back five and the front two, having sufficient strength at either end of the team where you need it. Equally, the wing-backs can supplement the numbers in midfield to make it a five, so I think it affords managers the ultimate flexibility, and I think if I were really pushed on what I'd like most, this would be the system.
If you're just joining us, we are already underway. And it's Bergstad. Can't get the better of his opposite number. Gigia Afo. Bentaleb. Nastasic. Caligiuri. Nastasic. Bentaleb. Caligiuri. Konoplyanka. Is it in? Gigia Afo. Gent are playing with a pleasing width here.
Especially that front line.
Is it working for you?
It's not movement for the sake of it, and yes, it is working for me. There's a purpose to create space.
Bentaleb. And it's Bergstad. Just brushed off the ball there. Plays it out to the wing. And he's got the ball glued to his feet. Surely he scores! And he's looking at the referee, and the referee is shaking his head. Konoplyanka, well weighted. Oh, great defending, that needed doing. Cleared without complication. Still goalless at the moment. Some good play on the left-hand side now to profit from it. It'll be a throw-in. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. What an adventurous run from a defender. And it's kept out by a stubborn defence. Caligiuri. Stambouli. Plays it forward. Konoplyanka. Bentaleb. Nastasic. Caligiuri. Did well to step in there, that was more than necessary. And it's a foe. Out to the left it goes. keeps everyone guessing. And it's got through. And a header! He's done well to get his head on that, but couldn't score.
Well, he certainly got to the ball well enough, but the rest didn't quite come off for him.
Chance to cross in with a header! Oh, just couldn't turn it in.
I have to commend the wing play, but I have to condemn the defending. They've got to stop the cross.
Bergstein. Bentaleb goes looking. Great shot at goal! Goal! Schalke! There is the breakthrough! Whose goal is that? Big deflection. That's one for the dubious goals panel. So we have our breakthrough.
Still a fragile lead, though. They can't afford to sit on this.
And it's Bergstein. Here it comes. Schalke looking odds-on to go in at the break with their advantage intact. Good challenge, he just stood firm. Struck first time. Lacking in accuracy.
Well, I can understand why his thinking was that way inclined.
They're guilty of lacking inventiveness here. It's all broken down. Tries to dink it in. And he's onside. He slid it through, and he's cut it out. Forward it goes. Konoplyanka. Hardly anything between the sides, and the score is 1-0. Caligiuri. Bentaleb.
tough defending and preventing him turning, which can open up many possibilities.
Tries to get it forward quickly. Bentaleb. Needed to come up with a better ball.
Yeah, the idea was right, the delivery wasn't. They can revisit that further on.
And the half-time whistle goes. And there we are, off they go for half-time. The breakthrough did indeed come in the first half, but there has only been that one goal. It is very, very tight.
Well, they showed glimpses of some wonderful football to go in with the lead at half-time, and that's definitely pleased the fans. I think they'll be looking to keep this intensity up now in the second half.
Schalke leading a cagey game here. It's had its moments, and it's 1-0 at the break. So we're already into the second period.
Schalke really need to go and grab another goal now, Peter, if they're going to go on and secure this.
Afo. Oh, well played. He's taken that really cleanly. Well, there's going to be a change now with the ball out of play. Aimed long and direct. Burgstaller. Konoplyanka. Referee's given a throw. Afo. And it's Burgstaller.
Burgstaller really got caught in a trap there, and he just couldn't get out.
Stambouli. Bentaleb. Stambouli. Afo with a good steal, well played. Afo. Gets it back. That always looked inevitable. The defence dealt with that really well. Konoplyanka battles to win it back. And it's Konoplyanka. Gent keeping their men at arm's length here.
Yeah, I just think it's a conservative move to deny runners the opportunity of going beyond that rear guard.
Afo. Schalke are still that goal to the good. Off the ball. A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Just about up to the hour now. So Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, this lead is beginning to look a little delicate. I'd rather see them show the ambition and adventure to go further ahead. But it seems as if they've settled for a riskier approach now to defend this.
No way through there. Bentaleb. Caligiuri. Schalke haven't made a substitution yet. Forward it goes. Bentaleb. Caligiuri. And it's Bentaleb. Big chance here! Is there any support? He might not need it! Tries to get it forward quickly. Afo. Burgstaller. It's a loose ball. Looks to clip it forward. Has a swing at it! It's broken loose.
That's what has to be done now, no question about it.
Jim, there's not too much subtlety or sophistication about this. It really is a question of needs must.
Just has to be done.
I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Pushes it out wide. Hit long and direct. He's had a go! It's there! There seemed no way back, but they are level. Given such an open invitation, he was always going to shoot.
Well, he made it obvious as to where the pass should be played, Peter, and it made the finish look that bit easier.
Gent grab the equaliser and we're all square.
Well, the big question now is whether they can keep the energy levels up and try and grab a winner.
Bianca goes looking.
Schalke merit full marks for their attitude and application in trying to win this. It means an awful lot, obviously.
Well intercepted, really alert to the danger. Oh, good ball. Chip through. Now surely.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Offo. Whistle's gone, that for offside? Yes, it is.
Look, I know our vantage point is very different, but he looked on. Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's happened in this case.
This is intriguing. Next goal critical.
It's a very open game and an exciting watch. There are no signs of nerves or caginess from either team. This pitch is go-for-it territory right now.
Pinged one through here.
Look, this can still go either way. It might be flowing one way, but there's still time for some ebb.
Delicate ball, and it's got through. It will be a throw-in. So, time for changes on both sides, actually.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
That is terrific skill.
Schalke showing a good level of intensity at this stage. They're calling on all their resources now. They seem to have lost their sense of direction. It should be higher up the pitch.
Gets it back. Goes for goal! And he's there to make a great save.
Oh, that's a sparkling save. Absolutely sparkling.
And that is it. The referee has seen enough. Passion and panache and perseverance, and in the end, parity. A really good game to watch. Your final thoughts, Jim?
Well, neither side could get over the line here. Perhaps one team might be happier, but at the final reckoning, it's honours even and no complaints.
And all that remains for me is to thank Jim Beglin. That's it from us tonight. A very good evening to one and all. Well, whatever time of day or night it is with you, welcome along to a game which is threatened, I have to tell you, by a rather forbidding weather forecast. The expectation is for quite heavy rain as the game grows older this evening. It hasn't arrived just yet, but it will do shortly. Glad to report, though, that that hasn't affected the crowd, who are here in good number and indeed in good voice. And the game will be underway very soon. Of course, one of the relatively rare occasions upon which Atletico-Mineiro are playing at the Mineirão, blue and white giving way to black and white. Atletico-Mineiro have opted for a 4-5-1 formation, it appears, Jim.
Well, if you want to secure a clean sheet, Peter, this is a very good way of going about it. It adds discipline and lends a stubbornness to that midfield, which can stifle opposition attempts to play through, and it takes a lot of pressure off your defence, of course. Forces longer passes through the aerial route. So, all things considered, that extra layer across midfield is highly, highly effective.
And we're underway. Keeper's got good distance on that. Gremio have statistically the worst defence in the league. He's got away, goes for goal, and he's done it!
Well, you know, thinking about that, I think they've perfected that on the training ground, because it took them seconds to get the ball from back to front, and they really commit forward in numbers too. That was all very well drilled.
Gremio take the early advantage. Atletico-Mineiro are very much in free-scoring form of late. Goals in each of their last 5 games. Oliver tries lifting it over. Certain amount of room for debate here, but a goal kick's been given. Just brushed off the ball there. Help's available out wide. Oh, that's neat. And he's whipped it in low. Gets good distance on it. Plays it out to the wing. Going through. Could try cutting inside here. In towards the middle. Too much on that. It's gone out. That's a poor kick by the keeper, he's just given it straight back. Oliver. Atletico-Mineiro are already chasing the game. Long time to go.
Well, the task is obviously a lot tougher, and they can't afford to waste time feeling sorry for themselves. The correct response is greater focus and work rate now, and especially avoiding another goal.
It's gone a long way up and away. Pass needed to be better than that, and he knows it. Defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
Well, they say that your front lads should be that first line of stopping the opposition, and I think he's taken it to another level with his desire to get back and help everyone out.
And that's been levered clear. He's got options out wide. That has been clubbed away. Pushes it out wide. Drills one in. Gremio have a free kick. Now to be all about width.
Well, when you have the personnel to create in wide areas, then they need to see as much of the ball as possible.
Oliver. Now the counter. Played into space out wide. Oh, that's nice. He slid it through. A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Lovely bit of skill. Great leap! Danger averted for now. And it's been taken straight back. Montoya. Atletico-Mineiro are behind here despite their domination of possession. Cuts it out. Out to the left it goes. He's left his man. Shoots! Sticks it away! They have hauled themselves right back into it.
Yeah, looking back at that, that's how you play on the counter. Quick and decisive and ruthless with the finish. I thought it was a stunning, stunning breakaway.
That has certainly made things interesting.
Well, I think this is a case of anything you can do, we can do too. I mean, they're matching each other like for like here.
That's a decent ball. A chance to play it in. That a foul? Yes, the referee's given it. Aimed long and direct. Oh, looks like he's been taken out there. Oliver breaks on here, going through. Tries to get it forward quickly. Now it's Diego Tardelli. Hits one! Knocks it away. Forward it goes. It's Diego Tardelli! Good stop, that wasn't easy.
Diego Tardelli sparked a tremendous stop there, and I think it's fair to add, he just wasn't expecting it.
And it's hoisted clear. Can't get the better of his opposite number. Defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
You have to admire commitment like that, because he could easily ignore that.
He's one-on-one, surely! It's a very good battle there, terrific to watch. Gremio to retain the ball, but seemingly in no rush to break forward. Hoists it high. Well played, he saw that coming. Could move up a gear here. Over to the left. Now it's Diego Tardelli. Diego Tardelli plays it out to the wing. He's got away. He's found his man. That's going to be a goal kick. He acknowledges that he should have come up with something better there.
Was too timid to make it through the defence. It'll be noted and improved upon, I'm sure.
Final action of the first half. Genuinely interesting game here. Very, very watchable. 2 goals, 1 each. Some first half thoughts?
That was a fantastic 45 minutes of football. I'm really hopeful of more of the same in this second half.
It's been a decent 45 minutes. Competitive, certainly, and a goal each. So it's back to business. Lobs it in gently. Fires it in low. Aimed long and direct. And the counter is on. Floats one over, and it's got through. He just whacks it away. Elias dinks one in. And that'll go straight through to the keeper. Montoya. Whipped in. Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
I think it's great to see that kind of application and desire from a forward who wants to help out his defence. I think, you know, any good team, really, your striker should be the first line of that defence, and he's delivering.
Goes long. Beautifully done. Tries to get it forward quickly, and now they can launch a counter. Elias. Elias. Out to the left it goes. Here it comes. Deflected behind for a corner kick. Played it short, promising cross, knocks it away. This could fall anywhere, and that's been levered clear. Atletico-Mineiro with another corner. And it's been taken short. Oh, that's a foul in a dangerous area. He has resisted the temptation to go to his pocket. It's just a stern lecture. And it's hoisted clear. Diego Tardelli, who has made his impact already. Whistle's gone, that's a foul. Diego Tardelli, with a definite foul there. Victor sends that a long way. Atletico-Mineiro still contemplating when to use their last remaining substitute. He's made sure that that won't get through. Now they could break here. Dashing forward at pace. Plays it out to the wing, and help's available out wide. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Clears it out of harm's way. Well, that looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. Out to the left it goes. What an adventurous run from a defender. He's left his man. Boots into safety. Elias. He's got options out wide. Shapes to shoot! And he's there to make a great save.
Well, that was high-class goalkeeping there to back up his high-class wage.
He'll have it! That's a lovely try, but not to be.
That was created because of good, lively movement, which pretty much dictated the pass.
Here's a change that was in the offing. Last one allowed. Forward it goes. Keeper's ball. Diego Tardelli.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Elias. He's picked him out. Face to face with the keeper.
Atletico-Mineiro showing a good level of intensity at this stage. They're calling on all their resources now.
Tries to stroke it through. He's got the ball, looking to shoot. Really well taken goal. And again they hit the front. Well, he was never going to miss from there. So much to aim at.
I just think it's clever positioning from clever movement, and when all of that is synchronised with the right pass, that's what happens.
His second of the game, and an eye now for the hat-trick. Checks on the touchline, a change about to occur.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's happened in this case.
Gremio go into the lead. Oh, he's caught him there, it's a free kick.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
Elias. Atletico-Mineiro are in a tearing hurry to save themselves here.
Well, it's looking like too little too late, but they are giving it all they have.
Goes down, but nothing given. And he's there to hoof it away.
Well, it remains to be seen whether they can come up with that little bit of class to rescue the situation, and it needs to be any time now, really.
Very well to intervene. Away from immediate danger. To get it forward quickly. Keeper goes long. Surely he scores! Oh, great defending, that needed doing. Forward it goes. It's a brilliant interception. And now the finish, and the ball's come out. clearance and very necessary. So that's it. It is all over. Well, that does not help. Interpret the performance as you will, but the key truth is that they lost. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
Atletico-Mineiro never quite got to grips with this game, Peter. They looked slow and cumbersome in trying to counter much sharper opposition. Shocking, really.
So just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his wisdom and to wish you all a very good evening. Good evening wherever you are on this most pleasant evening. There has been a clamour to get inside the ground tonight for a much anticipated game. The roads outside of the stadium have been bumper to bumper with traffic. The car parks are full. There is a torrent of humankind making its way from the nearby station, and we expect every seat to be filled. An atmosphere of great expectation and excitement. The Estadio do Dragão in Porto, distinctive in so many ways by comparison with its Lisbon rivals. How are you reading this formation, Jim Beglin?
Well, the lone striker has to be prepared to do some of the work himself, but essentially he needs two of the three central midfielders to make runs beyond him and trust that the wide men can service the penalty box and make those link-up runs from out to in. He should get plenty of support with this setup.
There's the whistle, and here we go. Townsend. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. Lucas Ocampos. Luis Gustavo. Riedewald. Kelly. Tries to get it forward quickly. Well positioned to make that interception. It'll be a throw-in. And it's Balotelli. More than happy to take the muscular approach. He's played him through. Balotelli! Great build-up. It all deserved a better ending.
That was created because of good, lively movement, which pretty much dictated the pass.
And he's made certain that won't get through. The ball needed to be better there. It's a wasted chance. Mondonda sends that a long way. Out wide to the right. Played back in. Loose ball. Who's going to get that? It's being played forward. Batshuayi. Thauvin plays it out to the flank.
Well, there's a lot of movement out wide now.
Yeah, you can certainly see that.
Well, I think it's a move to open the game up more, whether out wide or just getting a runner through the middle now.
Now it's Batshuayi. Time to deliver. The defence got the better of him this time, but I'm sure he'll go again. Lucas Ocampos goes up and over. Milivojevic. Maya. Anything, Jim, to pick out of these early exchanges? Plays it out to the wing. Schlupp. Van Aanholt. It is a corner. Knocks it away. Struck first time.
Very speculative with little threat, if any, for the keeper.
Aimed long and direct. Nicely measured pass. And the ball is out of play. And it's Thauvin. There's a long ball. Hits it first time! No, not this time.
Now that was a slick move, and there were several options in the box to pick out.
Forward it goes. And now the breakaway. He's left his man. Townsend. Lucas Ocampos gets rid without sophistication. And he's there to cut it out. Paye goes looking. Lucas Ocampos. Tries to get it forward quickly. Balotelli beats the offside trap. Ocampos, and the finish! Out to the left it goes. Oh, and he's got good distance. Who's chasing? No change to the score. 0-0 it remains. Paye pings it out wide. Sacco boots it to safety. That's the throw. And it's Sacco. That's sprayed out wide. Chance to shoot. Hoists it high. And it's hoisted clear. Patrick Van Aanholt. Aimed long and direct. Batshuayi tries lifting it over. It's a throw in. Townsend. Has it out wide now. In comes the cross. Schlupp. Batshuayi. Managed to get it away. And it's Townsend. Payet concedes a free kick for that. Marseille have it back and they can go again. Thauvin still waiting for the first goal. Maya. Patrick van Aanholt. Now it's Batshuayi. Batshuayi, and the counter is on. Patrick van Aanholt. Payet. Rolando. Strickland. Thauvin. Payet. Sakai. Now it's Balotelli. Can he finish? Goal! Marseille! Marseille have the lead!
Marseille are so well practiced in the art of keeping the ball through wonderful passing and movement, and a real appetite to ensure it's reflected in their goal count.
Marseille take the lead, 1-0.
Well, just listen to the reaction. I think you can hear the approval from the support all around the stadium.
Milivojevic. Forward it goes. Knocks it away. First 45 minutes are up. So there you have it, a close fought half of football, but one that still had its moments. It ultimately produced just one goal. A more than decent game up to now.
I'm sure they'll be very happy with their first half performance and the scoreline. They'll definitely want to maintain their momentum now and finish the job.
Marseille go in at half-time with a slender one-goal lead. things going for the second half?
Well, 1-0 may be good enough, so they may err on the side of caution and get more players behind the ball instead of running beyond it. They could even try to spoil it from here, we'll see.
He acknowledges that he should have come up with something better there.
Well, Peter, his body shape was a giveaway before he made the pass, and its obviousness was appreciated.
Just brushed off the ball there, and it's Balotelli. Luis Gustavo with a delicate ball. Has a pop! No mistake! A 2-goal lead, and they're firmly in control.
Yeah, looking back at that, that's how you play on the counter. Quick and decisive and ruthless with the finish. I thought it was a stunning, stunning breakaway.
Marseille take a 2-goal lead, and things should be comfortable from here on in.
Well, that second goal has given them so much more command and confidence now, and they should be able to take it on from here and either add to their lead or close it out. Surely they'll manage one or the other.
Townsend, swept in. He can get that clear. Can't get the better of his opposite number. Maya. Now, can he capitalise? The referee's awarded a free kick. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Kelly.
Kelly really got caught in a trap there, and he just couldn't get out.
Now a chance to break. Schlupp. And it's Benteke. Fine defending there. He is not one readily to admit defeat. Don't be surprised if he tries that again. Offside that time. Benteke keeps everyone guessing. It's come loose. Tries to get it forward quickly. Thauvin, and now they can launch a counter. So the ball's got out of play, and a change is upcoming.
Actually not getting too tight, which is interesting.
No.
It's probably cautionary. Don't dive in, try to pinch it or intercept so nobody can get in behind.
Yeah, he's pulled him up for that challenge. Luis Gustavo, who does have an assist to his name. Now it's Balotelli. Gets a good foot in there. Marseille have a free kick. Paye plays it short. Aimed long and direct. Zaha conjuring up some magic on the right-hand side. Well weighted. Now it's Batshuayi. Tries to stroke it through. Saka. And it's Ocampos. That'll be a throw-in. Lucas Ocampos plays it forward. Paye. Stuck out a leg for a good challenge. Over to the left. Paye has got himself a free kick. And it's Balotelli. Gets wrestled off the ball.
Yeah, that's top defending and preventing him turning, which can open up many possibilities.
Zaha. Batshuayi. Luis Gustavo, great challenge. Saka. Well, it's normally around now that the managers think about making changes. Tovan. Schlupp. That's clear cut. It's a free kick. There could be trouble here. So now the referee is keeping his cards in his pocket. Luis Gustavo. And it's Balotelli. It's one! Try. The outcome could so easily have been different.
His reputation is better than what we've just seen.
Zaha. Milivojevic. Goes looking. Fence has got rid of that. Zaha. That's been levered clear. Wants to dink one in. What a throw in. Out to the left it goes. Going through. Maya. Now it's Benteke. That looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. Some of them aren't happy with that challenge and they're getting involved. Steady. Pressure stays on, it is a corner. Just whacks it away. And it's Maya. he's going to be pulled back for that one.
Well, I think the alternative was to stand there and do nothing while he tried to score. And obviously, he's not going to allow that, Peter, is he?
Just a talking to, I think. Yes, it is. He's gone for the shot. Maya floats one over. And it's the goalkeeper's to claim. And it's Payet. And the whistler's gone for a reckless challenge there. And the referee has shown him a yellow card. Away from immediate danger. Payet. Luis Gustavo. Saka. Aimed long and direct. Lucas Ocampos looking to get on the end of this. Soiree. Now it's Benteke. Streetman battles to win it back. Thauvin. Forward it goes. He'll hit it! That really should have hit the net. And it's Benteke. Whistle's gone, that's a foul. And that's been levered clear. Balotelli, who has made his impact already. Luis Gustavo cuts it out. Defender's on the back foot. He's found his man. He's in! The shot's on! And with that, the final whistle. Marseille can be very happy with a job well done. An efficient win, for which the players simply did enough. And after all of that, Jim, what are you thinking?
Marseille can certainly give themselves a pat on the back for a job well done. They have a togetherness that makes them very hard to beat.
So many thanks to Jim Beglin. That's all we have time for. Good evening to you. Well, good evening to you wherever you are in the world. We are just about ready for the action here. Kickoff is imminent. The team's indeed with us very soon, having exchanged their various pleasantries. What I have to tell you is that the weather may not be great for the duration of the evening. Clouds yet to open, but one suspects that they will pretty shortly, and when the rain comes, we are warned to expect plenty of it. Red and white, the prominent colours here, of course, at this new high-tech arena. This is the lineup we've been given. How do you read it, Jim?
Well, what I like about this system, Peter, is the way in which both central midfielders have to work in tandem. If one opts to go forward, the other sits, and when one moves either side to snuff out an attack, the other will hold the central ground. Communication is obviously vital to make it a success, but this team knows what it's doing, and I think we're going to see that reflected.
So it's down to business here. Lemar. Felipe. He's left his man. Striding forward, facing goal. Arslan. Madrid are enjoying great form in front of goal right now. 5 games in a row they've scored. Saul. Griezmann. Lemar. Timely intervention. A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Aimed long and direct. Koke. Slimani. Over to the left. Calderim. Topal. Griezmann. A real chance to break. Out wide to the right. Oh, good interception. For a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Plays it out to the flank. And it's got through. Moses. Goes for the cross. And it's hoisted clear. And they've got it back as soon as they gave it away. And it's Isla. Moses. Can he put it away? A great save, real class.
The keeper really dug out his defence then. A magnificent effort.
It's another to add to football's endless list of could-haves and should-haves.
Look, the game is full of ifs and buts. If only the pass could have completed its journey.
Valbuena does well to read it and intercepts. Topal goes looking.
Well, they would seem to be trying to expose the centre of that defence to runners.
Makes for some terrific movement.
It does, and they may be hit on the break because obviously it requires numbers forward to stretch them out.
Arslan. Moses is demanding it out wide. Moses. Partey plays it forward. Correa with a good steal, well played. It's been intercepted, and that will come to nothing. Keeper's got good distance on that. Correa pushes it out wide. He's found his man. Can he find a finish now? Well read, he's sorted that out. Fenerbahce have the league's best defensive record. And it's Griezmann. Okay. And he's looking at the referee, and the referee is shaking his head. Played out to the right. Topal pushes it out wide. Isla is desperately calling for it out wide. Pressure stays on, it is a corner. Played it short. Calderim dinks one in. And he heaves it forward. And the counter is on. He's being closely tested here. Good determined running there, but one back by the defence.
It's admirable, but ultimately he didn't know when to look for support.
Keeper goes long. Closes. Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly. And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. Hernandez.
Fenerbahce couldn't really be more watertight in midfield. Not a trickle is getting through.
Saul. Oh, they could break here. Oh, sweet feet. Oh, real chance. He's had a shot. Another chance. Goal! That's no fluke. It's what he was there for.
Oh, players like this fella almost have a sixth sense to get themselves in such great coaching positions. How quick-minded was that?
Madrid break the deadlock.
Still a fragile lead, though. They can't afford to sit on this.
Hardly anything between the sides. And the score is 1-0. Isla. Played into space out wide. The shot's on! That is wayward.
Oh, no, that was a chance. What a chance.
Valbuena with the short one. Lamar. Not much subtlety, he's launched himself there. Strong challenge, but well within the laws. He's picked him out. Moses shoots! Saul. Moses. Back into the middle. Out wide to the right. And that's left him on the seat of his pants. Knocks it away. Now the counter. Arias. Correa. Chip through. That's a throw. And it's Slimani. Moses. Arslan. Felipe Luis does well there, alert. Hernandez. Partey. Koke. Godin. Felipe. Now it's Griezmann. Felipe. Throw in. And it's Lamar. Koke. Good. Oh, that's a foul, and the whistle's gone. An untidy challenge, free kick given. The first 45 minutes are up. So there you have it, a close-fought half of football, but one that still had its moments, but ultimately produced just one goal. A more than decent game up to now. Any opinion you'd like to express on the first half?
Well, I think there's plenty to be pleased about with that first half display in terms of the score and overall approach.
Madrid leading 1-0 at the break. So off we go once more. A solitary goal, that has been the crucial difference. Lobs it in gently, and it's got through. Saul. Koke. Tries to get it forward quickly. Correa, looking for space out wide. Saul, nicely controlled. It's a good-looking cross. Play for a throw. Well, there is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change. And it's Koke. Some excellent tackling here, and that one a perfect example. Going through. Here it comes. And play for a goal kick. Just brushed off the ball there. Topal. Valbuena. Godin. What an adventurous run from a defender. Now it's Moses, and he's there to hoof it away. Crosses in a look, he's had a go! Cleared without complication. Great chance, it was a quality ball in.
Oh, how has that not ended up in the back of the net? It was a cracking ball in the way he drilled it across and kept it down too.
Ditch defending, but that'll do. And he's cut it out. Isla. It's a loose ball.
Fenerbahce showing a little more urgency now, and to be honest, Peter, this is what's required.
Well, hit and hope is just about the sum of it, isn't it, Jim?
Spot on, Peter.
Lamar. That's a throw. Fenerbahce have turned to their bench, and we're going to have a substitution. Arslan. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, this lead is beginning to look a little delicate. I'd rather see them show the ambition and adventure to go further ahead, but it seems as if they've settled for a riskier approach now to defend this.
Drilled in low. And that has been clubbed away. Isla with a delicate ball. Fired deep towards the back post. Griezmann. Lemar. And it's Griezmann. Forward it goes. Griezmann. Big chance! It's there! And this is getting better and better. A pretty simple finish in the end. What do you think, Jim?
Well, he made it obvious as to where the pass should be played, Peter, and it made the finish look that bit easier.
So, the manager making the last of his changes. Madrid have a couple of goals without reply. It's 2-0.
That second goal has such a polarising effect on prospective moods. I mean, one team are under more pressure now to get the next goal, and the other will fancy their chances of turning 2 into 3.
Hernandez boots it to safety.
Well, to be honest, I think they're all show and no substance. Where's the final product?
Now it's Griezmann. No, that is pretty much the end of that. Ayew pings it out wide. Neat exchange. Loose ball, who's going to get there? Okay, plays it forward. That's the throw. Intercepts the throw, that's well read. Akichi. Cuts it out. He's made sure that that won't get through. Plays it out to the flank. It's got through. Ayew. It's Ayew! It's in! Well, he was never going to miss from there.
Well, for me, that's just pure predatory brilliance. It's not so much the finish, but the way he read the situation when nobody else was even alert to it. It's fantastic.
So the ball's gone out of play and a change is upcoming.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able.
This is threatening to become a really good game.
Well, they've given themselves a chance here, but now it's a case of getting the balance right between attack and defence, and that's not easy.
He's gone for it! So close to drawing level.
Oh, that could prove a pivotal moment in this match. They needed that goal badly, you know.
Madrid are clinging on for the points here, right at the end. Gets Gets into some space. And it's Moses. And it's got through.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
Madrid making another change here.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it. I think that's happened in this case.
Saul. Oh, he's found him in space. Has a hit. Back of the net. And surely now, the result's beyond doubt. Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
Well, I think two keepers would have had a hard time keeping that one out, never mind one. There was real venom in the strike and clear composure from the placement.
Madrid take a 2-goal lead and are looking good for the win. And they're not going to make any further progress now. Ayew. Plays it out to the wing. Akichi. Now it's Ayew. Valbuena. Now it's Valbuena. It's a brilliant interception. Pinged forward. Valbuena with the foul. And the referee has shown him a yellow card. Oblak sends that a long way. Valbuena. Time added on will be 2 minutes. And it's Griezmann. Correa. Saul. Juanfran. Saul. Juanfran. Oh, that is lovely footwork. And time is up. So they have their win. They had all the answers to whatever the opposition threw at them, and the result followed inevitably. What are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
Look, they've got to be happy with what they've produced here because they showed plenty of industry, and I think they've ended up getting what they deserve.
That's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening. Evening wherever you are on this most pleasant evening. There has been a clamour to get inside the ground tonight for a much anticipated game. The roads outside of the stadium have been bumper to bumper with traffic. The car parks are full. There is a torrent of humankind making its way from the nearby station, and we expect every seat to be filled. An atmosphere of great expectation and excitement. The Estadio do Dragão in Porto, distinctive in so many ways by comparison with its Lisbon rivals. It is our understanding that they've gone with a 4-5-1.
Well, the lone striker has to be prepared to do some of the work himself, but essentially he needs two of the three central midfielders to make runs beyond him and trust that the wide men can service the penalty box and make those link-up runs from out to in. He should get plenty of support with this setup.
So it's away we go then. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Well, Gareth Bale, for me, is quite an easy choice here. He knows he has the type of acceleration that scares defenders, and there's such a directness about his style. He doesn't allow many back for a second bite, so he can be a devastating presence in this.
Yeah, he'll be looking for a goal or two. Casemiro. And it's Isco. He'll have a go. And that's off target.
Yeah, on another occasion, all that went wrong may come right.
Yuri. Bilbao are unbeaten in their last 5 here. Has he picked him out? Lovely bit of skill there. Hit into the middle. Keylor Navas claims it. Oh, good ball. Gets wrestled off the ball. Sergio Ramos has given away a free kick. Just whacks it away. Bale. Kroos. Asensio spreads it towards the left. Marco Asensio. Gorgeous control there. Plenty waiting in the middle. It's a foul. It could be a penalty. The referee's decided that he was fouled outside the box, and it is just a free kick. Well, you might think he got off lightly. It is just a verbal warning. In with a header! And it's a goal! One perfect ball, one perfect header.
Yeah, I just thought he wanted that more than anyone else on the pitch, and it was fully deserved. He gave it everything he had.
Madrid take the early advantage. Benyat. And help's available out wide. Gets up to head it! No, he couldn't get the direction he needed.
Madrid can defend those situations better by stopping the crosser at source.
That's a poor kick by the keeper, he's just given it straight back.
Just to point out, Peter, that the fullbacks are quite high.
And what are they trying to achieve?
Well, it's obviously a move to push the opposition wide men back and give them more to think about.
And it's Raul Garcia. Now it's Adjuris. Isco plays it forward. Isco with good energy in defence as well.
I think it's great to see that kind of application and desire from a forward who wants to help out his defence. I think, you know, any good team really, your striker should be the first line of that defence, and he's delivering.
Inaki Williams, he's got away. It's got through to him. Can he score? Goal! Really outwitted one-on-one. Once more, he gets the better of the keeper.
Oh, that's excellent composure, because the keeper put as much pressure on as he could by not committing sooner.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Oh, I think the coach will really be annoyed with that. The players were still thinking about their goal and just got caught napping.
Modric tries to stroke it through. Played into space out wide. Muniain boots it to safety. Out for a throw. Marcelo, Kroos with the cross. And he just whacks it away. More than happy to take the muscular approach. Just off target.
Very speculative with little threat, if any, for the keeper.
Kroos goes short. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Isco drills one in. Forward it goes. And it's Bale. It's Bale! Good stop, that wasn't easy.
Bale is very sporting here to acknowledge the quality of the save. A lovely little footballing moment.
Kroos with the short one. Is it in? He scores! And again they hit the front. So we have a breakthrough. Benyat. Raul Garcia. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. He's made sure that that won't get through. Yuri tries get it forward quickly. Who's ball? Who's going to get that? Marco Asensio. Midway through the first period, and it's looking quite a game here. Aimed long and direct. Bale. Now it's Isco. Isco plays it backwards, and they'll try again. Marco Asensio. Shapes to shoot. Oh, great save, real class.
Marco Asensio really must have felt he had the measure of the keeper then, but how wrong he was.
That's surely a foul, free kick. Varane gets on the end of it. Isco, he's had a go! Played it short. Inaki Williams. And it's Adjuris. Modric. Daniel Carvajal. Adjuris comes out on top in a really physical duel. Inaki Williams. Out to the left it goes. And he's going long. Here it comes. Daniel Carvajal plays it forward. Adjuris. Modric looks to dink one in. Yuri with a long pass, and it's got through. It's out for a goal kick. Kroos set up one goal so far. Daniel Carvajal. Raul Garcia tries to get it forward quickly. Daniel Carvajal. And it's Bale. Toni Kroos. Played back in. That is terrific skill. And it's been taken short. Raul Garcia knocks it away. Varane. That's a bad place to challenge. What's he giving? No, the referee's judged that the offence took place outside the area.
Well, I think the alternative was to stand there and do nothing while he tried to score, and obviously he's not going to allow that, Peter, is he?
Kroos! Kroos plays it short. Danger averted for now. And it's half-time here. So a really good half of football. 3 goals and just one separating them.
Well, it remains very delicately poised, and based on the promise we've seen through the first 45 minutes, I wouldn't be surprised if this takes another twist or two. It certainly would be in keeping.
Whistle goes, and we start the second half.
Bilbao need to get the balance right to sort this out. Ambition.
Whistle's gone, that's foul. Yuri. Benyat goes looking. And that's been levered clear. And a throw in. Yuri. Massive leap! It's there! The second half sparked straight into life. Just so calm under pressure.
Well, I think that defence there thought they were in good position and they had him where they wanted, yet somehow he's worked the scoring position when it didn't see him on. It's really crafty business, that.
This is quite a battle.
Oh, look, Peter, there's a great ebb and flow to this clash, and it's above all expectations for me.
Carvajal going through. Gets it back. Good run, ultimately thwarted by an astute piece of defending. Crowd appreciates good football all round there. And it's Raul Garcia. The ball needed to be better there, it's a wasted chance. Marco Asensio. Bale. Good challenge, he just stood firm. No question, that's a foul. Inaki Williams. Raul Garcia. Benyat. Forward it goes. Done very well to intervene. And the ball's come loose and the chase is on. Chip through. Here it comes. Has gone out. The finish! Sergio Ramos. Casemiro. And it's Marco Asensio.
Well, it's looking a lot better for them now, and as long as they don't just get a little bit too cocky about this spell in opposition territory and leave themselves open to a slick counter-attack, they've still got to play with the right purpose and keep an urgency about what they're doing.
Carvajal battles to win it back. Kroos. Yuri does well there, alert. Daniel Carvajal. And it's Isco. Played into space out wide. That's a good block, but at the expense of a corner. And it's hoisted clear. Well, it's a safety in numbers approach to defending here.
Yeah, but dropping deep can bring more trouble.
Yeah?
Well, shots from distance.
Bale! That's a lovely try, but not to be.
That was created because of good, lively movement, which pretty much dictated the pass.
Benyat. Muniain. Isco plays a clever pass. For a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. That's the through ball. And he's away. He's through, it's one-on-one. Defending was physical, no nonsense, and it had to be. Oh, he's going to be pulled back for that one. And it's Modric. Good ball. It's a brilliant interception. Well, he acknowledges that he should have come up with something better there.
Yeah, the idea was right. The delivery wasn't. They can revisit that further on.
Modric tries to get it forward quickly. Juris. And he just whacks it away. Bilbao have it back and they can go again. Raul Garcia, and he's there to hoof it away. Yuri with a delicate ball, is it out of harm's way. Bilbao still have one last substitution available, aimed long and direct.
Bilbao merit full marks for their attitude and application in trying to win this. It means an awful lot, obviously.
Toni Kroos. Marcelo. Looking for space out wide. Bale. And he's onside. Shoots! It's in! And they're back in front! Well, that always looked the likely outcome.
And that's what the game is all about. Find space and finish, but we have to credit the passer to pick him out.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
I think the danger for them now is fatigue. I think when the body tires, the mind soon follows. So concentration is key from here.
Oh, well intercepted, really alert to the danger. Casemiro plays it out to the wing. Kroos goes long. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do.
This is good ball retention, and it should be enough from here, but they want to double their advantage.
Now it's Bale. Right through the middle. Now it's Casemiro. He's left his man.
Madrid are looking to make this one safe. They want to reduce the risk.
And it's Bale. And the weighted pass. And it's hoisted clear.
There's a real appetite from them to finally put this game to bed. but will they?
A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Sergio Ramos. Modric. Bale. Now it's Isco. Ball's gone out of play. Bilbao have decided now is the time to make their final change.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy. Yeah, it's safe to say that
The whistler's gone for a reckless challenge there. Just brushed off the ball there.
Look, with time running out, they have to get the ball in the penalty box, and if it means a long punt, then so be it. They've got to give themselves a chance.
Time added on will be 2 minutes. And it's got through. Went in for a slide tackle and executed it cleanly. Foul and a free kick in a very dangerous area. There's obvious upset over that challenge. You can see the players face to face. Let's hope this doesn't escalate. They lost. Reflection, Jim.
Bilbao didn't quite recover from the early blow, Peter, after which they just got stuck in chase mode.
So just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his wisdom and to wish you all a very good evening.